we're gonna see if we can blow up this tote using nothing but water, sugar, and yeast. We're doing this to explore an often neglected part of whiskey making, and by the end, you can sound very smart or obnoxious in front of your friends.
What? That's a fart. I'm a distiller. Kyle, what do I do with this?
So we're bringing in one of our favorite beer makers to talk about yeast strains and what they're capable of. It's Tommy Niemeyer from Acapulco Brewing. You guys are making award-winning beer. What percentage of that flavor in a glass would you attribute to the yeast choices, the fermentation?
So one of our bitter that we brew, you get a little bit of fruity esters from it. That's about 15% of the flavor, whereas a different ale strain, such as Hefeweizen, those are very dominant flavors of banana and clove.
Yeah.
So it's more than like 75%.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
So like the yeast is the game when it comes to something like that.
Yes, definitely.
I have heard so many different opinions whenever it comes to yeast in whiskey making. Some people are like, it doesn't matter by the time you go through stills, like it's whatever. Then other people, usually from a beer background, like, no, yeast can like change the game. So I want to try and figure out once and for all, is this a significant factor or is it something where, yeah, it makes a difference, but you really have to squint and try hard to find it?
I think it'll definitely make a big factor.
Okay, said the beer guy. Do we need that?
I don't know. Just in case.
What do yeast eat?
Sugar. Love sugar.
Okay, because usually the sugars are being pulled out of grain.
Yes.
What do you think would happen if we took 150 pounds of sugar and then we put some really aggressive yeast into a tote?
Wow. I mean, if you're trying to make a bomb, then...
What?
But why would you guys do that?
Why would we ever? Why would you even think?
Do not seal the
What?
container.
I can't, this
Don't
really,
seal it.
It's a loud,
No.
like cap that's being, just the noise coming off of this thing, just the volume. Can you hear the volume, Tommy? Because I can't hear anything else.
That's
Okay.
tight.
It's curious because to make whiskey, you basically are starting with a beer. You're gonna take that beer, essentially, and put it into a still. So really quick, the still is not creating alcohol. It's the yeast that's creating the alcohol and the carbon dioxide. This is where fermentation usually happens in these big tanks, and these holes on the side here, these are for glycol systems where you can have temperature controlled liquid in a jacket around the fermentation tank so you can keep those yeast at a perfect temperature.
Hi, Kyle. I said, hi, Kyle.
We're doing tic-tac cocktail.
Yes, what's our first cocktail?
The cocktail's called I Took Your Job. Okay, we're gonna do 4 sugar washes so that they could drink it and taste the difference of 4 different sugar washes with 4 different kinds of yeast. And none of them are gonna be good.
So the reason why we want to do sugar with this is we want to take all the other variables out of the equation, flavors that are going to come from grains. We just want to see what flavors happen from yeast strain to yeast strain.
300 grams of sugar, and here 1.4 liters of water. Mix it. There's one. Got the yeasty boys in there. So we're gonna do exact same thing with the different yeasts. So we'll start off with Baker's, then we'll do some of the distiller's yeast. Turbo yeast, and then we'll go a yeast that's good for malt base, and then we'll see how different these taste. Now we can watch them grow.
So we let it ferment for several days. What's the ABV? What do we have on number 1 there?
ABV 1.5%.
And that's not necessarily high enough alcohol to make sure that the germs and bacteria aren't taking hold. That's the baker's yeast. Why is this so low?
Yeast are like people, you know? If you give them too much of things that they could abuse, you know, like drugs, they'll overdose on it and then they'll stop doing their jobs.
So you can't just go yeast. You have to give it the things that yeast needs to eat, not want to eat. They want to eat sugar, but there's things they need for their health. You look particularly concerned there.
It smells like if you drank like a very sweet pear juice and you threw it back up.
Somebody with heinous bad breath, like halitosis.
I'll be moving this.
Okay, number 2. All right, this is a little bit fruitier.
This is more apples sitting out for a long time.
Here is number 3.
Oh, what? That's a fart.
This has almost got like a sulfur note. Number 4. So this yeast was designed for malt, barley, not necessarily sugar.
The more you go back, it actually gets better. It's not bad.
It's the least weird and funky and off-putting on the nose. So let's take what we learned and escalate this a little bit. Obviously, we're gonna taste it. We wanna make sure we're working with healthy yeast that have plenty of nutrients.
We're also gonna do some yeast nutrient because things can't really survive all that well off of just processed sugar.
Let's do that. And now we're gonna take these sugar wash experiments with the yeast and we're gonna run it through a still and see how much of those taste differences, those flavor profiles change from spirit to spirit using different kinds of yeast. Hey.
What are we doing?
Okay, so yeast makes alcohol, but also carbon dioxide, a surprising amount of carbon dioxide. So we're gonna feed the yeast the thing that they love the most. In the Abe conical tank, this fermentation tank, we're gonna put in 110 gallons of water, 150 pounds of sugar, and then we're going to have...
Oh, what's this? Ew. Oh, is this the balloon?
It's the weather balloon.
Oh.
We've been trying to figure out what's the best way to demonstrate the volume of the gas whenever carbon dioxide is being released. It's like, you know what? Let's just connect a weather balloon to the fermentation tank and then we can visualize how much of this carbon dioxide is...
Ah, it smells gross. Dude, what is that?
Oh God. So how big is this balloon going to possibly get?
It should be about 13 to 16 feet in diameter. That's on there.
Got it.
Let's put it with the donkeys. See what they do.
Donkeys are very excited about this.
This is a whiskey show, not a donkey show.
Oh, Kyle. I'm so sorry.
Can you explain?
All right, while we have a word from our sponsor, I'll explain. This episode is brought to you by
NordVPN.
So NordVPN, this is a virtual private network. You have 5,400
5,400?
different servers across 60 countries
60 countries.
that you access the internet through if you want to make sure that you're having a very fast, safe, secure way of getting into all of those sweet, delicious internet-y things that you want to get your hands on. I can access the internet through these servers around the world. What good does that do me?
Secret entertainment.
Yep.
Censored by your United States government.
The Netflix and the Hulus and all these streaming services, they region lock content from you depending on the location that you're in. Sports too, if there's sports teams that you want to watch but it's not
The
available in your
footballs, in America, we say football is with your hands. Did you know this? In other countries, they use their feet. And you can watch that using your NordVPN because the government, the US government doesn't want you to know that there's places they use their feet in football.
All right.
Am I wrong?
So NordVPN has next generation encryption to basically keep you safe from malware and intrusive ads. You got 24/7 support. You want to know what's going to work for you. That's why they have a 30-day money-back guarantee. If it's not a good fit for you, don't worry about it. You get your money back. Where are they going to go to try out the NordVPN?
You're gonna go to nordvpn.com/whiskeytribe for an exclusive deal plus 4 bonus months for free. What the
I'm saying.
I used to drink sugar water as a kid. The strawberry Nesquik mix.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of water. Take a giant scoop of the strawberry mix. Now just take it like a shot, like some kind of psycho. I know, I think I got brain damage from it.
So we just filled the sugar water into this tank. We heated it up. We're gonna put this warm water into the Abe conical. Ooh, it's already toasty right here from the sun. Nice. Then we're gonna get that fermentation going.
If the balloon fills up all the way, is it not to say that it won't have so much power
Raw power.
that it will actually take the tank up with it into the sky?
You know what? If carbon dioxide floats, I will give you
The whole company.
you want to run a distillery?
No, I'll sell it to Diageo.
So here's the yeast going in. You ready? All right, Kyle's sealing it up. All of this is going to be carbon dioxide from the sugar and the yeast. Moment of truth. You ready for this?
I'm ready for this.
All right, this is the tasting that we carried the different yeast strains throughout the entire process to a distilled spirit.
Yes.
You remember how much liquid we had whenever we did the sugar wash?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
all we got.
the alcohol. Yeah, you lose a lot in the process. We already did the stripping run, so we pulled out the alcohol, just all of it we could, and then the spirit run where we put it back in the still, where we're more choosy and selective with the flavors. So this should answer the question very clearly for us. How much of a difference does the yeast make in a distilled spirit?
All right.
Because by the time it gets to this point, we really want to make sure that the time that we're spending on these various steps in the process actually makes a difference to the experience that you have right here.
Let's mouth.
Okay, which one? Bread?
Let's do bread.
This
Let's
is
just
the
go down
baker's?
the line. Oh, it smells like bread.
Yeah.
But like a very rich bread, kind of like a pumpernickel or
It's a
something.
very yeasty bread. I feel like it's kind of a cop-out to just say bready.
Yeah. But man, it's like soggy, wet bread though.
You ever had chicken and dumplings?
Yes.
It's the dumpling in a chicken and dumpling.
Yeah. This one's the daddy.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, that's a little better.
It does. That makes a difference. A little
Way
bit
more
sweeter,
pleasant.
a little bit more sweet.
Still a little bready, but more kind of cookie.
Okay, so just on the nose, I'm already excited because yeast strain suddenly becomes an important factor in the flavor profile of the spirits that we are distilling.
Who knew?
With the Magnificent Bastards in the Patreon, we're collectively designing these whiskeys, award-winning whiskeys in some cases.
This one's like a sweet morning muffin.
Yeah, it's like a blueberry crumble muffin. All right, this is going to be the turbo, I believe.
Turbo. Oh,
Oh,
whoa.
all right. So you know what? We almost always use turbo yeast for our will it distill experiments.
Right. It does clearly has some
Yes.
effect.
This nose is so common on those distillation experiments.
Yeah.
It's coming from the yeast.
Gosh, it's kind of crazy the difference. All right, this one is the which one? M1.
M1, yeah.
M1.
Very often for a single malt.
Oh, that's nice. That's kind of got a grape nose
Yeah,
to
it's
it.
grapey.
It's got the innards of the grape, but also the skin.
It's fruity for sure. All right, we're gonna taste the baker's yeast.
Bacons.
Okay.
I don't like that.
It's not as chicken and dumpling on the taste. It's a little
I
weird.
find that terrible.
A little weird.
I find that very bad.
Yeah, and then it finishes kind of bitter.
All right, I'm gonna get in there. That's much better to me.
It's still lighter and cleaner,
Okay, but the aftertaste gets a nice little sweetness in there.
and it doesn't land bitter like the baker's yeast did.
Yeah.
All right, turbo.
Yeah.
We've had that.
Yeah.
It's like a really neutral will it distill.
It just tastes like wet dirt to me.
All right, and M1.
Whoa, this one has like a stink in it that you kind of like though, you know?
What is that? It's,
I don't know.
The grape skin's still there, but
It's grape skin and then it's still that chicken and dumplings, dude.
in terms of the taste, by far that's my
Dude!
favorite.
Dude!
By far the M1.
That one's got the cleanest taste of them all.
Oh,
no
that's-
funk on the taste.
That's actually a whiskey note. Like I've picked up this note in whiskeys
Hell
thinking,
yeah.
oh, this aged beautifully. This, if it was a single malt, it came from the freaking yeast,
Mm-hmm.
the M1. Dude, we're finding total, like obvious differences between
Mm-hmm. This is
yeast
nuts,
strains
man.
that absolutely carry through a distilled spirit. So yeah, yeast makes a difference whenever you are distilling. So this is something I think we should probably be giving more weight to in our decision-making process in the distillery whenever the
Apparently.
people are collectively making these choices with us for spirits. So through a fermentation and through a distillation, the things like esters and fusel oils and acids, they do affect flavor. For example, the esters, they contribute to the fruity and the floral notes. The higher alcohols, the fusel oils, they can add complexity in small amounts but may be undesirable in higher concentrations. Acids can be converted into esters during aging, even after the fermentation. Once it's in a barrel and it's maturing, those things can develop into those fruity and floral flavors.
We have to check on our balloon.
Let's go check on the balloon. Oh,
I think I'll leave you two alone.
that's a good jiggle. This is a weather balloon that can get way bigger than this. I think we need to see this get as big as it can get.
in the distillery. It's time to shine like the greens in the water divine. But the secret weapon, don't you see, is the yeast that makes whiskey so heavenly. You gotta fight for your right to ferment. Never want a whiskey, it's a passion so fervent. You gotta fight for your right to ferment. Let that yeast do its thing, and the flavors will be transcendent.
Take a seat. Kyle, you're very close to our knees.
Could you join us, please?
Please get to the table, Kyle. This is serious. You're touching my knee. That's inappropriate.
Do you need to join us? Don't touch us inappropriately, please. We have HR here. If you could be professional.
This is serious business. Kyle, do you know why we brought you here today?
No.
Really, you have no idea why we could possibly bring you in for a formal reprimand, Kyle.
Please, Kyle, pay attention, please.
Oh, the fun balloon. Well, that thing was great. Wasn't it?
Do you remember that? Do you remember that incident?
Yeah.
I hope you understand that we spent hundreds of millions of dollars for this episode. What was supposed to be the world's greatest music video. We don't have the balloon. Because you popped it, Cap.
First of all, I would like to say I don't like the way that you were touching it. There was a part of that balloon that you grabbed inappropriately.
Wildly inappropriate. Mm-hmm. You seem to be frolicking, prancing even, around the distillery with the balloon. What is that?
It's a plumbus,
What are
I
you
think.
even touching? And you just manhandle it.
It looks like it was trying to get away.
You just dangling it right on your chin, drag it across the room. It doesn't want to go with you. It's resisting, Kyle. In balloon language, that's clearly a no.
Explain yourself.
Technology.
We can't hear him. It needs to go deeper. No.
Technology. AI.
Open your mouth.
Digital.
Hello, Kyle.
Hey,
Welcome.
Kyle, this broke the cage and looked like a ball in the distillery by accident. How come we can't do it on purpose?
It got cold
Right.
overnight, so that doesn't help.
But we still get to shoot it?
Yeah, shoot it.
Okay.
All right, ready?
Yep.
Forget how to aim this thing. Oh, I went over the top!
Oh, it's stuck in the top. Let's see if we can hear it leaking. Dude, that's still perfectly sealed. Check this out. Oh, God. All right,
Right
you're
in
up.
the center, man.
You're up. Wait, I hear it.
Listen!
Oh, wait. Oh, right here where you hit it. You like to sniff weird things.
Oh, dude, that stinks, man. If you took your socks and just let them soak in vinegar in the juice. Oh!
Okay.
Sick.
We are in the liquid. Moment of truth. We're gonna pull this out and we're gonna see how far it goes.
I'd like to change it now because we let all the air out.
Where would you like to change it? Oh, shit. Oh, wow. Okay.
Here.
Right there? All right, I think. Here we go. Oh, shit.
Yes!
Oh, God.
Right on my stick!
Oh, she nailed it. Yeah, it's the
Thank you.
most, yeah.
So it did what a normal tote would do if you poked a hole in it, basically.
My job here is done. Hey, it's Brandon. Not at all judging how we chose to spend our afternoon.
We choose to do the thing that we need heat for, and it's hot 9 months out of the year.
Yeah. The technical answer, for being technical, that 9 months is usually too hot, right, Kyle?
Yeah.
Just agree, Kyle. You are very right and handsome, Rex. So if you guys want to see us do a version of this, but we actually put some age on the spirits, we do the various yeast strains, and then we, go through the entire process, but we age it to see
Yeah.
how these compare after they've been matured and they develop over time.
Would we use grain instead of sugar wash? Or do
Yeah,
sugar
yeah, yeah.
wash?
No, like an actual whiskey. But if you want to see us do that with a whiskey, let us know in the comments below.